Let's play Squaw Valley in Glen, Texas. All right, here we are, tee box 1, Squaw Valley. Got a 386-yard first hole. You got a bunker about 180 on the right side. Your line right at the white stake. You got tree trouble on the left. Little trees, a few trees on the right. There's your line from this tee box. All right, here we are, 150 yards out. Here's your look into hole 1. You got a bunker up there in the left side front. On that bunker, you got a bunker right here up front, right close to you, about 100 yards out. Shouldn't affect you if you're going for the green. You got spots to miss up front, close. Left looks a little rough. You can go long. You can run off a little bit either side, except for that bunker on the front left corner. All right, here we are at the green on 1, about a 30-yarder back to front. Little movement up top here. You can see big hump here where that ground under repair spot would be. Funnels everything down to the right, but you got a little room to miss on the backside, little room to miss on the right side. I guess a lot more room here on the right side, but you got a little slant coming back to front mostly. That's your only movement or the slope on this course, and there's this left greenside bunker over here on the left. All right, here we are at hole 2, this par 5. All right, here's a look in, middle of the fairway, about 300 out to the flag. You can see that 150 marker. You're about 150, 170 out from there. Still, here's your shot at your flag. And again, you've got the water up here on the right side, but here is your look. All right, here we are at the turn of this par 5. About 150 yards out to the flag, you've got 2 bunkers protecting that green. One right up front, one on the left side of that green. Lots of room to miss to the left short this way. A little bit of room to miss right. You do have a bunker over here hidden on this right side. And you can go long beyond that, but there is tall brush behind the green that way. And here's your look. All right, here we are at the green on 2. This green has lots of undulations. All right, here we are at the par 3 green, 30-yard front to back, lots of movement all over the place. Again, you got a high point right side by this bunker, high point left side across from that one. mostly back to front, but it does slope down to the right side on this side of the green this way. Bunker there on the back side. Here's your look at your par 3 green. All right, here we are, hole 4, par 4, about 338 yards, short par 4. Here's your line, straight ahead. You got bunkers here on the left side. A pair of bunkers, about 250 on average out total that way. You've got water there on the right side. Not a lot of places to miss. Pretty tight fairway, but there's a good look at the flag. Keep it centered. There's your line. All right, here we are. Your approach shot coming in about 140 out. There's the bunkers here on the left. Your green is really close to those. Not a lot of room to miss around the green. You've got water there on the right side. You got a little bit of roll off around the green. A little bit of room to work with, especially short, you're fine. Here's your look coming in on your approach. All right, here we are at the green on 4, about a 30-yarder back to front. Again, lots of undulations, lots of high point here on the right side, back side, little high points. Ultimately comes back to front, and there's water all around, but you gotta go pretty long and deep to hit that. Here's a good look at your green. All right, here we are, hole 5. It's a par 4, 400-yarder. Lots of room to miss here. You got a big wide open fairway all the way across. You can see the white stake there, about 150 out from the green. A little trouble in the middle, lots of hills, lots of bumps. You got a bunker way out about 270 on the left. Other than that, you got a lot of fairway to work with. Water here up front. And there's your look. All right, here's a look in the approach, about 150 yards out. We're kind of in the center where these dunes are, these grass bunkers, if you will. You can see right in the center of the fairways, this right side and this left side. You can see the bunker that was 270 out. There's your line straight into the flag. Lots of room to miss, not too much trouble, just lots of hills. You got a green side bunker on the far right side, you can see. Other than that, it's happy hunting on that flag. All right, here we are in the green on 5, about a 33-yarder front to back. Most of the action happens right up here up front. You can see where it's kind of a dead area on the spine of this green. It shows pretty much where that spine starts. It all funnels back to the middle, comes back down to the fairway going out this way. The back side of the green is its own monster. It slopes off this spine and it runs down that way and then to the left. And this side runs back down and then down to the right, down into that little funnel area. Lots of room to miss here. Lots of big backstops all around. A lot of undulation on this green. All right, here we are at hole 6. 500-yard par 5. You got a bunker straight ahead on this fairway, about 200. Another bunker on the left side, about 270. Tight little window here in the fairway. Water up front, about 340. Not a lot of room to miss. Trees everywhere left. Big brush. Everything right. All right, here's our approach coming in. About 170 from this point. You got a bunker on the left that's not really in play if you're going for the green. Got a good look at the flag. Water tempting on the right side. You can miss a little bit long. You can miss anywhere short. Right up front. Left is clean. And this is your good look at the flag. All right, here we are at the green on 6, another 30-yarder back to front. Lots of movement, lots of undulations. Can't really call a simple direction except right here on the front side of this spine. It goes downhill back toward the fairway, this direction. Again, water on the right side. Lots of room to miss. You got a little backstop there on the right side will help. Backstop on the left side. Overall, lots of movement, lots of undulations. The arrows are all over the place here. All right, here we are on this par 3, 180-yarder. We're into the wind today. It's coming in pretty good, but here's your look. You got a couple bunkers, green side. Other than that, you got a lot of room to miss. Right, left, center, middle, anywhere is good. You got a lot of room to work with except those 2 twin bunkers there on the front right side. All right, here we are at the green on 7, 28-yarder front to back. Lots of movement everywhere. Got a high point here on the right side. Can't really call a direction. It does slightly tilt back to front, but there's lots of movement all over this place. right, here we are, hole 8, 365-yard par 4. You got a bunker straight ahead at you in this fairway, about 290. Another one 270, a little closer. Really tight window here between these trees. Not a lot of room to miss. You got a big tree line up front, the tee box, tree line on the left side. Like I said, tight window from this tee box right here. All right, here's our approach looking in at this par 4. You've got a bunker here up front, not really in play if you're going for the green, but you've got a greenside bunker there on the right side and a bunker there on the back left side. Lots of room to miss. If you want to avoid those bunkers, you can miss front, you can miss left, pretty wide, you can miss long, lots of room. Go straight up to that pin. There's your look from your approach here at the 8th. All right, here we are at the green on 8. Lots of undulation, lots of movement there on this back right corner. You can see where the dead green is. That's a high point. Funnels back down to the right side. Funnels back down from that spine area right there, back down to the middle, and it smooths out pretty smooth right here, coming back down toward the green, back to front slope, kicking it back down to the fairway. You've got a green side rear bunker, and then a right side front bunker. And this is your green on 8. All right, here we are at the 9th. Blue tee box, par 4, about 440 yards. Wide open look. You got lots of room to miss on the right side here. Lots of room to the left. You got trees pretty far up. You got a bunker about 170 there on your left. Another bunker about 230 on the right. And you got a tree line that's about 300 there straight up. Lots of room to work with here. Pretty wide open fairway. You got a good look from this tee box here. Right, here we are at the approach on 9. About 165 yards out to the green. Got a lot of room around the green to miss. You got a big bunker complex there on the left side. That's about the only place you don't want to go. Looks like you got to go up the hill to get over into that. You got a little hill on the right side to bring you back down onto the green. If you go too far right, you've got a lot of brush, tall weeds, tall grass. And even behind the green, you have the same situation. But you can miss short here. And there's your look. All right, here we are at the front of the green on 9. About a 38-yarder back to front. Again, lots of undulation, lots of movement. And again, lots of ground under repair. The front of the greens slopes from the spine, where you can see where the dirt is. The spine goes back to front, back down to the fairway. The other side of the spine breaks down left on the back of the green, and the right side breaks down to the right side of the green where the flag is today. Big left side, green side bunker over here. Very tall grass in your way. That's a tough bunker shot coming out. This one's a little bit lower. And here's a look at your 9 green. All right, here we are, hole 10. Short par 4, 318 yards. You got trees on the left that look like they come into play, but you angle out right a little bit. You got trees out on the right side, but you've got a short par 4 here. So you've got a bunker about 166 up front right, and then one about 260 on the left. It's protected with a lot of obstacles, but there's your line, there's your flag. All right, here's a look at our approach about 110 yards out. You got this bunker up here on this right side, not in play when you're going for the green, but you do have 2 green side bunkers there on the left side coming down. Can't really miss too long. You've got a bunch of tall grass and brush back there. You can miss right side and you can miss short. And here's your look at your approach. All right, here we are, hole 10, green. Not too much movement, about a 38-yarder, back to front. This one's one of the smoothest and flattest greens so far. You got a lot of back to front slope You got a little bit of slope off the back left side. Pretty hilly around the green. Overall, the green itself is pretty smooth. Left side bunker here. You got a big wall protecting that green. And you got a bunker here on the front side. Not too big of a wall protecting that green. But I said lots of hills, lots of bumps around the green. And of course everything funnels back to front, back toward the fairway. All right, here we are, tee box 11. About 180 yard par 3. Straight ahead at that flag, you've got a lot of runoff of the green. Left side, back side, right side. On the front side, about 140 yards up, you've got a bunker right there. Pretty steep to get out of, it looks like. So if you're gonna miss this one, I'd recommend missing right or missing long. Left, even down there in that area, looks a little rough. But here's your look at your shot on this par 3. All right, here we are at the par 3 green, 36 yarder back to front. Lots of movement all over the place, undulations everywhere. You can see the high point in the backside coming back down. Everything just kind of funnels back ultimately to this front right side of this fairway of this par 3. But other than that, there's lots of movement here on the front side, the back side left, big hump there, big hump here on the right side, big hump on the back side. Lots of movement, everything, bringing it all around this green. Lots of arrows pointing everywhere. Lots of room to miss. Like I said, right side, even a little bit long. There's trees back there, but it's cut down pretty good. And again, you've got the bunker on this far left side here to deal with, and that's about it. All right, here we are, hole 12. It's a par 4, long par 4, 442 yards. Here's your look at your fairway. You got lots of room on that left side. Comes across here to the cart path on the right side. You've got a bunker straight ahead, about 270. A few bunkers up there. Lots of undulation on the fairway. There's a flat spot on that left side and a flat spot on the right side. Just pick your poison there. There's your look. All right, here's a look at our approach. 150 yards out, looking into the flag. Got some bunkers over here on the left side, aren't really in play coming in on this front side, but you do have a green side bunker here on the right and a green side bunker back in the left corner of this green. Other than that, you got a lot of places to miss. Miss long right, miss short, middle, even miss left over these bunkers here. But here is your good approach shot look here on this long par 4. All right, here we are at the green on 12. 37 yarder back to front. There's a little movement on the back side going left to right. Right at the spine where you can see a little under construction here. There's repair of this green. That's the spine of this green. And it funnels down, back down to the fairway. This direction. Other than that, not too much movement. High point here on the right side, high point on the left, all bringing it down right here to the middle of this fairway. All right, here we are. Another par 3, about 173 yards. Wind is in our back today, so club drop. You can see the flag blowing. There's your line. Water on the left is trouble. Lots of room around the green to miss. Just can't miss short and left. All right, here we are at this par 3 green, about a 43 yarder back to front. You can see the high point here on this right side, pretty much where everything fans out from that point. Fans out left, comes out left this way, and then back down the fairway, back down the green toward the fairway. Right back down this direction. Other than that, a little movement on the backside, kind of arrows all over the place back there, but this is the simplest move here. Right side slopes back down left a little bit, fans down, and a little bit toward the water. There's your look at this par 3 green. All right, here we are, hole 14, par 5, 515 yards. About 270 yards to that bunker straight ahead. You're your flag is going to be this direction, just left of this cart path coming up that we drive on this way. This is a look at your fairway here through the water, and your flag is going to be way up here. You do have water up short and a bunker up on the right side, and this is your look. All right, here's a look at our approach in about 250 yards out on this par 5. Made it over the water. Now we got to look coming in. Green is going to be right around this area over here. A few bunkers here on the left side, not in play. There's your look at your second shot coming in. All right, here we are about 75 yards out on our final approach coming in. You can see the bunker on the right side, barely can see it, and there's another one on the green side that's a little more right side. This one up front's a little bit kind of hidden, not too close to the green, but you got another one on the right side that is close. Can't see the green too well from this vantage point, but you got a grass bunker here on the left side with some sand in it, not too much. But here's your look at your final approach coming on this par 5. All right, here we are at this par 5 green, about a 28 yarder back to front. A little movement all over the place, but overall it wants to start where the flag is and then come back down toward this direction left. And again, there's that big bunker on the left side that's half grass and half sand, but it's not really in play at the green, so to speak. You do have 2 green side bunkers here, that front right side, and then this immediate right side. And there's your look at your par 5 green here at the 14th. Okay, here we are, another par 4, hole 15, 400 yards out. You got 3 bunkers here in the middle of the fairway, starting about 250 out and then up to about 290 out. Lots of room over these trees to miss right, but you got to clear those trees first. A little bit of room left, not too much room on the left side to miss. A little bit of trees, and your line is straight ahead, right at the flag. All right, here's a look at our approach about 150 yards out. You got a little bunker trouble on the right side. Any place to miss is you want to miss short, miss a little short left. The cart path's on that side. You got a little tall grass, a little bit more left. You got room to miss a little bit on the back side and the back right. All right, here we are at the green, about a 40 yarder back to front. Lots of movement coming from back to front, slopes down, left side, right side, back down to the middle, right down toward this fairway area, coming down. Big bunker there on the right. Other than that, pretty good look at your green. Kind of flat overall, just a little bit of slope. All right, here we got the tee box, hole 16, par 4, 400 yards. Straight out, you can see your flag dead ahead, right over that green side bunker. Got another bunker on the left side, about 230 there on the left with the trees. You got trees on the right side, otherwise you got a pretty clear look. Your fairway is pretty wide open, and you got a good look at the flag from here. All right, here we are at the approach, about 150 yards out. Lots of room everywhere to miss on this one. You got a front green side bunker, as you can see here. Otherwise, you can miss left, short, long, and right. Lots of room to get it back up there. All right, here we are at the par 4 green, 35 yard front to back. Lots of undulation, lots of movement. Big green side bunker here on the right. Lots of movement coming back down. Slants a little bit back to front. Other than that, there's a lot of movement overall. All right, here we are on 17, par 4, 386 yards. You got bunkers that are about 300 on the up. Lots of room in this fairway. You got trees on the right side. Lots of room to miss left. There's your line, there's your flag. All right, here's our approach on 17 looking in. About 130 yards out from here, you've got about a couple of bunkers about 80 yards up. You got a left side, green side bunker on that side. Miss right short, miss long, you're good. Plenty of room around that green area to work with. just those few bunkers in your way. All right, here we are at the 17 green, about a 32-yard green back to front. Lots of undulations and movement here. You can see the high points going from where these, I guess where the dirt starts in the green, and then the back here, this dirt. So you got a spine running right through it. Flows down to the back side of the green from that spine. Right side, it pushes back down this direction toward the fairway. You do have that bunker on the back left side. And here's a look at your 17 green. All right, here we are at the par 5 18. Looking about a little under 500 yards on this hole. You got 270 straight away to that bunker right beyond that cart. Your line can be this tree or these trees, just depends how aggressive you want to be to go across. It's a dogleg right. And there's pretty much your line right there. Like I said, bunker straight ahead, about 270. Here's your shot on 18. All right, here we are at the first approach, about 300 out if you laid up. You can see tight window into the green on 18. Lots of trees everywhere. You can play it safe here if you need to. But here's your look. It's your second shot. All right, here's the final approach coming in about 120 yards out. You got a bunker that's about 80, 90 yards out right there in front of the green. Middle of the green, about 118, 120. Lots of room to miss all over this green. You can miss long, right, left, middle, front. You got trees on this right side if you go too far right. You got trees on the left side if you go too far left. Other than that, you're clear for takeoff. All right, here we are at the green on 18, about a 25 yard, 27 yard back to front. It funnels from the back left corner to where I'm standing at the front right corner. Not a ton of movement, no undulation too much. The back side, you have a backstop right here on this, the back right side of the green, brings it back down to the middle. Slopes off a little bit on the far right side. The left side middle has a little bit of spine to it. It pops up and it funnels the ball back down left or brings it back down to the front of the fairway. And you have this little small green side bunker and a little bit of a water feature just beyond that in between the fairway here and the green. And there's your look at 18. All right, that was Squaw Valley here in Glen, Texas. Long course overall, played really long. Tee boxes were in good shape. Fairways were pretty good. Greens are pretty rough. Looks like maybe some fungus and some poana. I'm sure those will be good through the end of the summer, going into the spring, into the fall. It should be fine. Overall, it rolled a little slow, but you know, they were pretty beat up. Putting through it wasn't too bad, but you know, there were some challenging areas on those greens that was a little tough. $53 green fee today. It's a Tuesday. Again, and other than that, fun course overall. Pretty challenging. Some of those par fours are pretty long, and some of the par fours actually, you know, you saw pretty short. But other than that, I had fun out here playing. I'm gonna shoot some more videos, I think, next week. But if you guys have any videos you want to see, any courses in the area, or if it's even not in the area, if I'm traveling through somewhere, I'll shoot some if I can get to it. Till next time, see you guys.